Hi and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to make lemon tart. This is a gorgeous dessert and I have to tell you it is one of my favourites. It's the one I go to when I'm out at a restaurant. I hope you're going to enjoy it. The first thing we're going to do with this tart is make the pastry. Now I'm going to do this in my food processor. You can do it by hand, which is the normal way, flour, butter, rub it together for breadcrumbs, but this is a quick way of doing it. So if you've got a food processor, it's quite simple. I'm first going to add 150 grams of plain white flour. The next thing I'm going to add is cold butter. It does need to be cold. I'm going to add this. I think this is about 75 grams. It's in the menu, it's in the recipe below, so I haven't got a very good memory. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to pulse the flour and the butter together until it turns to breadcrumbs. It's very noisy. There we have breadcrumbs. This is a sweet pastry, so I'm adding 50 grams of icing sugar. There we go. Cloud of foggy sugar. And again, I'm going to just pulse it till it's mixed together. Look at that. It's like it's on fire. And lastly, I'm going to use 2 egg yolks and that is going to bind it together. And again, I'm going to pulse it until it begins to form a ball. Not a complete ball, but it will just gradually start sticking together. Okay, put those in. There we go. Just come together. Let's move those out of the way. And all I'm going to do now is pour it onto a floured work surface and knead it until it forms a ball. There we go. Pour some flour on the board. And just get our hand in and bring it together. Oops. Oh, doesn't want to come out. Get it all out. There we go. There. All I'm going to do is just give it a little knead to bring it all together into a lovely ball. There we go. And that is our sweet crust pastry all done. I'm just going to wrap it up in a bit of cling film and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes so that the butter can firm up and the pastry can relax. The pastry's been in the fridge for 30 minutes and it's firmed up. So all I'm going to do now is roll it out to fit my tarts in. I've got a floured surface, so try and make it as round as possible. Just a little bit of flour on the top. And we're just going to roll it out till it fits the tin. I'm just going to get my tin and check a little bit more. Pastry's the right size now, so this is a 9-inch 23cm deep flan tin. It's loose bottomed. I've greased it and I'm just going to pick the pastry up and get it into my tin. There we go. Oops. That there like that. Let's get it in. Oops. My Pastry's gone a bit soft under the camera, under the lights. Just put my glasses on so I can see. I'm going to just use my knuckle to press in to all the edges. There we go. A bit of problem with the pastry. It's a warm day. Unfortunately, sweet pastry has a mind of its own and wants to do its own thing, and if it decides it's going to play you up, it will. Just goes to prove not everything goes right the first time. Get a fork out. I'm just going to prick the base, and that stops it rising in the oven. I've got a piece of baking parchment here that I've screwed up, and I'm just going to pop that in there because we're going to bake this blind. I've got baking beans, which you can buy from most cook shops. And I'm just going to pour those in, and that gives some weight so that it sort of thinks that it's got something in there and helps the base stay in the tin. I'm going to leave the edges on because I'm going to cut those off after it's cooked. I'm now going to put it on a tray, and that's so that I don't push my hand up through the bottom of my loose bottom tin and lift the pastry out. And this is going to go in the oven for 10 minutes at 170. The case has been in the oven for 10 minutes. I'm just going to take these beans out, and I'm going to very carefully pour them into my tin. There we go. I'm going to pop this back in the oven for another 10 minutes. We're now ready to prep the filling. I've got 4 lemons here, and I'm just going to grate the zest off because this is what gives it its lovely flavour. You can hear all those popping noises. It's because it's a very, very windy day here. And it's blowing around the house and coming in through the fans. There we go. Smell of lemons is just gorgeous. It has this lovely, fresh, zingy smell. It smells of summer. There we go. That's our zest done. I'm going to put that to one side. Oops, what do I need now? Oops. And now I'm going to juice them. We want 150 ml of lemon juice. I'm just going to cut them in half and squidge them into here until we get 150. It's between 3 to 4 lemons, maybe 3.5. We just keep going until we've got that 150 ml. And this adds again all this gorgeous lemony flavour to our tart. This is quite a tart, so if you do find things a bit bitter, you can add a little bit extra sugar at this stage. But I do like my lemon tart to be really, really lemony. Let's see how much we've got. Oh, right. Yeah, that's 150. Okay, we're nearly ready to start filling up our jug. I'm now going to sort the eggs out. I need 5 eggs, 1 whole egg, and these are large eggs, and 4 egg yolks. Now I'm going to put the white into here because I can save those and I can make some meringue out of this. We can have a pavlova. There we go. Let's see if I can do it without spilling the yolk or cracking the yolk. There we go. That's 3. I'm just going to beat these. I'm going to add 150 grams of caster sugar, and that goes in. Let's move that out of the way. And I'm just going to beat this until it's smooth. We want the sugar to dissolve into the eggs, and we want a nice smooth mixture. This bit of the tart is very, very simple. Once everything's prepped, it's just a quick mix it together. There we go. I'm next going to add the lemon zest. There we go. This is a lovely plate. I painted it with my niece at one of those pottery centres. Give that a bit of a whiz round. Next is the lemon juice, that goes in, and we'll give that a stir. And lastly, I'm going to add 150 ml of cream. This is double cream. Slowly add it in. Make sure we get it all out. There we go. Let's move these out of the way. Let's put that, just pop that there. I'm going to get my oven gloves because this tray might still be a little bit warm. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of the mixture into here now, and then I'm going to pour the rest in when it's just in the oven, because otherwise you're balancing a tray full of liquids and it's very easy to drop it. There we go, put that in there. It's about 2/3. I'm just going to pop this in the oven. Oh, there we go. Now I'm just going to pour the remainder of the liquid in. That goes in the oven at 150 for 20 to 25 minutes, 30 if necessary. You just leave it until it's just wobbly and then it's ready to come out of the oven. Doesn't this look gorgeous? It's come out of the oven and it's got a slight wobble to it. Now I have to admit I had a bit of a problem getting it out of the tin, so I've broken it a little bit. But don't worry, it's going to taste just as good, and there's nothing you can't hide by just sprinkling a little bit of icing sugar over the top. There we go. You can hide a multitude of sins doing this. I'm going to sprinkle a few raspberries on just to make it look pretty. Oops. You can use fresh or frozen raspberries. Raspberries and lemon really do go well together. Just going to scatter them over the top. There we go. My dog is sniffing around the floor behind me in the hope that she's going to find something to eat on the floor, which she isn't. There we go. All that's left now is to taste it. Let's take this bit out. Look at that. You can see there's a slight wobble. It's a sort of funny sort of egg custard. Let's have a taste, see what it's like. Oops. Oh, that is gorgeous. And it doesn't matter that it broke a bit when I took it out of the tin. It tastes just as lovely. You can have this hot or cold, well, not hot, but warm, but it's equally as delicious cold. I do hope that you'll have a go at making this lovely tart. It's well worth the effort and it's quite simple. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and click the notification button, and I'll see you all again next time. Thank you. The pastry has been in the fridge for 30 minutes and it's firmed up. So now all I'm going to do is, whoops, I dropped it. Let's start again.